You know, I grew up living on the streets at 15, highly addicted to drugs, got involved with gang members, was selling drugs, was an alcoholic. I mean, I should have been dead. By 18, nobody thought I was going to make it to 18. And when I hit 18, I left everything behind. I drove 1,000 miles, ran out of gas in Oceanside, California, started my life over. And again, new master teachers came into my life and just started sharing with me simple principles of life. Simple things that, you know, we typically don't think about. But he taught me how to meditate, one of my teachers. And you know, other teachers taught me how to eat and how to cleanse. And so I started researching. I got really hungry for that knowledge, to know the truth. My mom liked to cook at home sometimes. Other times she was too busy. She was raising 3 boys. 4th boy was her husband, my father, and she was raising herself at the same time. And so she was so busy and overwhelmed that a lot of times we would eat fast food. We'd go to McDonald's and Burger King and all these places, and that's how I grew up. You know, sometimes we sit at the family table, but my parents divorced so early that ended pretty quick. And so I was raised like a lot of Americans are now, and even a lot of people in other countries, where we get into a habitual eating pattern that we're not even aware of. And then we bring that into our teenage life and then into our adult life, and then all of a sudden we're not even conscious of the fact that the food we're eating is killing us. And yet there's so much information out there about what food is right for you and what food is wrong for you and what food you're supposed to eat and which one you're not supposed to, and GMO and raw and organic and all these different things. It's like, you know, sometimes it's overwhelming. And that's the truth. And what I found is that if you want to get to the core of the food that's right for your body, connect back to nature. And that's where we can make the connection, is when we connect our minds and our bodies and our spirits and everything back to nature, which is where everything that we need comes from anyway, that fear dissipates. It disassembles itself. That need to try to know exactly what food is good and what food is bad, well, that can come naturally. And what I found out is that by cleansing our bodies, truly cleansing the toxins and detoxing everything out of the cells, which can be stored there for years. As you know, it can be stored in the fat cells and the blood and the lymphatic system, causing all types of diseases. And we're getting toxins everywhere. The food, the soil, the water, the air. Even if you're, you know, considered the most healthiest eater on the planet, you're still getting toxins in your body. So as long as we're cleansing our body, and it doesn't have to be every day, it doesn't have to be every minute or every month, but at least, you know, a few times a year, we're doing cleanses that are really helping us get rid of those toxins, we're going to be able to naturally and intuitively develop good eating habits and learn which foods are right for our bodies. I know that's what happened to me, and when I shared that with a lot of other people, it started happening to them too. Well, what I found, and I've researched with a lot of different cleanses. So, you know, I started out with a master cleanse. I did that for 5 days. I thought it was great. It gave me a good start, but it didn't give me everything that my body needed. Okay, it didn't give me the nutrients. It was just more cleansing. I've done water cleanses. I've done juice fasts, and I've done 2 days, 5 days, 12 days, 15 days, all different types. You know, you can go to a store and buy capsules and pills and all this stuff that is supposed to give you nutrients for your body, but what you realize is that where do they get those nutrients? In a dietary supplement, where does the nutrients come from? It comes from the food. So a lot of us think, well, yeah, but they put so many good things in it, right? Things from Africa and Costa Rica and all over the world. I can't travel there and buy that food. Well, the truth is you're born here in this place right now. Eat the food that's around you. You don't have to travel to Africa to eat exotic fruits, because there's food in your local area that grows naturally and seasonally that has all the nutrients your body needs. And I found that out through cleansing and realizing that, oh wow, if I listen to my body, it tells me what I need. Like I was talking about earlier, after cleansing, I stopped eating meat. And I grew up on meat. I mean, I ate so much meat my whole life. I mean, deer and elk and bison and steak and everything. And when I quit eating meat, it just happened naturally. my body got inclined to start eating more like nuts and seeds and legumes and broccoli and things that had so much protein in it anyway. Coming back to your question, I didn't really find a whole cleanse that really had everything that I felt I needed. So I spent 2 years and designed my own. I went through a rigorous process of trying different things, putting together different recipes, and then I put together one that combines the best of everything. But the truth is, if you're going to start cleansing, whether it's my cleanse, which is called the Panacea Cleanse, or any other cleanse, the best advice I can give is just make sure that you're getting it directly from nature. So when I designed the Panacea Cleanse, it's all fresh fruits, vegetables, seeds, legumes, grains, everything that's naturally found in nature, organically, without buying supplements and processing things. It's all right there. And so we put it into a liquid format or more of a mashable format that your body can take so that you're cleansing. But then we go through different stages, because when I first did the Master Cleanse, it took me from extreme to extreme. Maybe I didn't do it 100% the way you're supposed to. I just did it the way that they told me to, my friends at the time. And it was really good, but I noticed it was like I was extremely unhealthy. And then I went cleansing for 5 days with like very little nutrients, right? And then going back to eating kind of unhealthy again. So when you do a cleanse, you should do one that's more about, as you're doing it, helping you to create new healthy eating habits at the same time. And using, while you're cleansing out the toxins, also bringing in the nutrients that your body needs. So that's super, super important. I mean, the best thing I can say is get your cleansing materials from nature. It's already there for us, ready to eat. And, the next level is what my wife and I have done is we've planted our own garden. And we connect and communicate with the plants themselves. From the seed, we give them our DNA. And then when they grow, they have our DNA imbued in them. And then we eat them. And so, I mean, that's one of the most beautiful things we've been doing because that food cleanses us naturally. I think that's the best way to do it. Eat local and eat seasonal. I'm really trying to eat seasonally, and I'll tell you it's challenging, but my wife and I, we're getting closer and closer all the time. If you can eat locally and seasonally, you're getting the food that was designed for your body in that area in the most natural form. And some people might think, well, I think I'm supposed to live in India because I love all these spices and things that come from... Okay, then move to India and eat the food there, if that's where you feel that you're supposed to be. But if you feel that you're supposed to be here right now, best thing to do, start growing your own food. Start becoming independent. See, we've become dependent on other people to supply us of the things that are free in nature anyway. And so we go to work and we, make this money and then go out and pay somebody else who maybe didn't put love, who maybe didn't put your DNA, who obviously didn't put your DNA, who maybe didn't put that positive energy into the food, right? And they're just thinking about making money so they can buy their own food too, because a lot of them don't even eat their own food. And now you're buying that when really you can just bypass all of that. Grow your own stuff, grow your own food, and then you're eating locally, as local as you can get, and you're eating seasonally as well. We just had a lot of tomatoes come up, and we've been eating those for the last 3 weeks, and they just keep coming and coming. And it's so amazing. You talk about bee pollen and honey. We have bees that built a hive right behind our house in this fence. And I've actually, I connected with the bees one day, and I felt their energy, and they basically were telling me, in a sense, or guiding me to take the honey. So I reached up, no smoke, no mask, no nothing, reached into the fence, pulled out a comb of honey, full of bees, my whole arm, my whole body, my heart was racing, but I felt that all I have to do is calm myself. Be calm, because they only attack you if they feel threatened, right? And pulled out the honey, and oh my gosh, it was the best tasting honey I ever had. Now, I'm not telling everybody to go out and stick your hand in a beehive and pull out the honey.
I'm glad.
But I built my own beehive in my backyard, and now we're going to transfer those bees to the new beehive that I built. So you have your own honey. Honey and pollen, are the most nutrition. They're full of amino acids, which you need to. They're the building blocks of protein anyway. So they help your body build the proteins that your body needs just from bee pollen. I mean, those animals or insects, make that for us. The bees want you to take it. I founded the Panacea Community because I felt that there was a huge need for this connection, this community of like-minded people around the world. I felt that there was a desire happening amongst all people to start really connecting with other people on a deeper level and start accessing what I call higher education. It's education that you typically won't learn in a school. You typically aren't going to learn in grade school, high school, or college. Right? You typically don't learn about really what foods you should be eating, about cleansing, about intuition. Typically don't learn about astrology or about meditation or about taking care of your body or about raising your children or about all these really important things that we should know about being humans, connecting with spirit and the Creator and connecting to divine thought. And so, I was inspired by master teachers who've come into my life that really helped me change and really helped me transform my life when I was going through serious struggle. I was inspired by these teachers, and especially one, Mr. Gaitan, that really helped me a lot through certain areas in my life. And then, I decided it was time, let's put all this together. I spent the last 5 years in business and marketing and sales, so I spent my whole life as an entrepreneur. Since I was 9 years old, I had my first business. But I finally reached a point where I said, I had this feeling, this intuition that said, it's time to put all this together, all of your skills in business, and put it towards something good that can really make a positive difference for the future of humanity. That can really help people totally shift and transform their lives by connecting with like-minded people, connecting with master teachers, connecting with, learning from information, higher education information, and connecting to it right from your computer. Right from your phone, right from your iPod and your iPad. And so the Panacea Community was born. The key is, again, going out and finding programs like this and connecting with other teachers and just learning as much as you can about this type of higher education. Learning from people who've been there. I think it's the golden key. Without the master teachers who've come into my life, I wouldn't be here where I am today. I wouldn't be here with you, so thank you so much.